Hello and welcome to CGNgames and the Late Night Gaming Show, episode 50. It's
Big
finally...
50.
You had to wait an extra week for this one because crazy stuff has been going on in my life. You got ill. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later because we love to be real with everybody.
We do.
But we're here to talk about games, here to talk about good stuff.
We are.
And we're going to get straight into it. So we're going to jump into our first section, which is always, what have we been playing this week?
What you been playing this week?
Welcome back. It is time for what we've been playing this week. I'll go first because I have been playing absolutely nothing. So again, I'm going to explain in topic of the week and talk a little bit about what's been going on with me. But Jodie, it wasn't all bad. Like, you know, you just have those weeks and it's just like...
I had it the week before, remember? I just didn't play anything. Just didn't get around to doing it.
Well, this is like a really difficult time for me right now. And I've never actually really had this in my life where I just couldn't bring myself to do anything or play anything. But
it's okay.
My day was made today.
It's good.
My day was made today because...
Why was it made, Tim?
Well, Jodie, you know. I love Super Rare Games.
I know you love Super Rare
British
games.
company that publishes Switch games on like it's kind of like limited run.
I feel like they love you as well.
So I spent a long time tracking these down, but I did manage. So I got these. I think I got these. I can't remember if I showed them on the show a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think you showed that one.
Okay, so I didn't show this one. So these are the last two games I needed for the collection, and pretty much if you talk to most people who are into Super Rare Games, these are the two that they seem to be missing. So I managed to get Shelter Generations at a reasonable price, but Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is like impossible to find, and it's so expensive. But I happened to find on eBay, because eBay can be awesome sometimes.
It can be.
Somebody was basically selling a bundle of a Switch with like a bunch of games, and this is one of them, brand new and sealed. So I bought the bundle and sold off the other stuff that I didn't want. There was a few stuff in it I did want, and so I ended up basically getting this for free in the end, which was amazing. So I finally finished my collection.
It's even got the sticker in it for you.
It got 2 stickers in it.
2 stickers?
I don't know why it's got 2 stickers in it, but it's got 2 stickers in it. But then...
Okay.
I had every card, because I already had a full set of Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time cards. I was just missing 2 cards for Shelter Generations, and that was it. And I had every single card going. So every time they launch a game, there's 5 cards. You get 3 cards when you buy the game, and then obviously there's 2 more to get. You get with booster packs. So I am part of the Super Rare Games Club.
Yes.
Special club that you had to join in January, and then you can't join again until next year.
No, I was so sad to find out. So
I got onto the group. I was like, guys, I'm missing 2 cards. Can anyone help me out? And I thought probably not, because it's Shelter Generations, quite a rare game. And 2 lovely people, one from Russia and one from America, was like, yeah, we got him. We're gonna help you out. And I was like, oh, thanks. How much do you want? And he went, don't worry about it. It's free.
Oh,
that's very nice
amazing.
of them. And so I have wrote down before I get in. So the guy from Russia was, I think you would pronounce it XSplit, XPLT. I don't want to get it wrong, but he not only sent me 1 card, he sent me 3 cards plus the cover card, which is really nice.
That's really nice.
Which is just like more than what I expected to. So I'm just going to turn to it because we're actually going to put the final card in right now, because it's such an exciting time. So I finally got a folder for it. So here we go. Shelter Generations, missing just 1 little space there. And then, of course, Kingsley Cake. What a legend. Sent me it in this little card.
Oh, it's very nice.
Look at that. And I opened it up, and it just said, like, I hope this is the card you're looking for. And I was like, it absolutely is. That's the one I'm looking for.
That's so nice.
There you go. That is the nicest thing.
Put him on the shelf, Tim.
Put him on the shelf. Forever you will be up there on the shelf.
I need to move him this way a little bit. There we go. There we go.
So you go. This is the frog. The frog from Shelter Generations. And here we go. I'm actually just going to leave it in the little pack. Into the folder it goes.
He's so proud he's leaving it in the pack.
I'm saying that, but I don't think I can actually fit it in.
Thank you to whoever
yeah,
did
I can't
this
fit it in,
Tim.
so I'll have to take it out. So here we go. Finally,
You've literally made his week.
You've made my life. my life.
Clearly.
And I've even got the most recent release, which is the Fair Rune collection. We've got the full set.
I nearly ordered some of them, you know.
Did you?
Myself,
You were excited? That excited?
Yeah. I mean, I liked the full picture.
Yeah, it's
nice.
That's
what I
it?
wanted.
It's nice. So if you want to see that artwork a little bit more, I do have it in my little collection here, which we will pull out right now. So here is the latest Super Rare Games release, which is the Fair Rune collection, which is literally sold out like super quick. So Super Rare Games are getting bigger.
Yeah.
They're getting noticed more. So there you go. So I've not really been playing anything this week, but I have been doing the odd bit of collecting, which is pretty cool.
It's very nice.
So thank you again to the two guys that helped me out. I don't know if I should have said their names because I don't know if they'll get harassed now. So we might beep them out just in case.
That's how I feel later.
And if it is you and you've watched it, you can tell us if you actually want us to share your name or not. But thanks.
And if you do, I'll put it in next week's video.
So there you go. So thank you so much because I never thought I would actually finish my collection. But there you go. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. What about you, Jodie? What have you been up to?
So I've been playing The Sims.
As always.
I got a bit fed up with my little Sim family because I cheated and then realised I had nothing to do because I'd cheated and got a load of money. So then I didn't know what to do. So
everybody does that.
I just gave up. Well, I'm not giving up with him. I just keep moving him from house to house to see how they feel in different houses. So they've been in big houses, they've been in small houses, they've been in basement houses, they've been in tall houses. They've lived everywhere, they've lived in every world, they've done all that. But the biggest thing I played this week is the Division 2.
Oh right, yes, of course.
Yeah, so I played a bit of Division 2. So I got it early because I got the gold edition, and then I didn't even get to play it early.
Oh,
so literally the day before it was coming out was the first time I got to play it.
Okay.
And I was a bit devastated because my internet wasn't working very well, so the game wouldn't work because it's all internet based, so it just wouldn't work, and I was very frustrated.
That's so annoying.
So I left it for the entire weekend, and then the Monday night when I'd finished work, I'll just try this out. I tried it out. I was like, yeah, alright, I can get into this. I'm in it. I mean, but I won't play without people because I'd probably get fed up because people are there and they're helping. So that matters. But apart from that, I've not played anything.
Wow, so it's been a pretty depressing week.
It's been a bit quiet. Yeah, it's been a bit quiet.
But one thing that we actually, before filming today, we just needed to cheer up. So we jumped on the PC. And I actually did play something because we played Spore. So Jodie had never seen Spore before, and we just had a great time. We kind of wish we recorded the whole thing for the channel. We might do it again from the start at some point, but we had such a laugh, didn't we? And it was so good.
So
just
funny.
reliving the memories from decades ago now.
It was
but
boss.
Yeah, it was funny times. So that is what we have kind of not been playing this week. And we're going to move into our next section, which is the news.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back. It is time for the news, and although it might have been a slow week for us, it was of course not a slow week for gaming news. So we had some big things happen this week. So we're just going to jump straight into the biggest news story this week, which was obviously Google finally revealed what they've been working on for a long time, and it is of course Google Stadia, which I'm not a massive fan of the name.
No.
I get why they called it that, but I'm like, So essentially, if you have missed this somehow, Google Stadia is essentially Google's big streaming service for video games. So you can stream AAA games. You can literally stream them 1080p 60 frames a second. You can stream it 4K 60 frames per second. It's apparently like the stuff they're running off is the same. Well, it's basically more powerful than the Xbox and the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro combined, which is kind of crazy. Jodie, how do you feel about the fact that we are pretty much there in an all-streaming future?
I mean, it's sad that we're losing discs and stuff like that. I think it's sad, but it's something that needs to be done. But it's one of them, if the internet ever goes down, we never have it again, You got it to play, guys.
Well, that's not actually true, Jodie, because you can play the little dinosaur game on Google Chrome when it goes down.
True. That is the only game you can play.
Yeah, so that is why Super Rare Games is so good, because as physical media is disappearing, we've still got these companies that still put games on cartridges and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I felt better about it than I thought I would. But I think it's just because Google just have like an insane infrastructure and everything, and just very out of the box thinkers and stuff.
Oh, definitely.
But some of the features is obviously it's heavily integrated with YouTube, which obviously Google is obviously owns. But some of the stuff that that can be done in that, it absolutely blew my mind. So it's gonna have, so like if an advert shows up for a game, like a new Assassin's Creed advert is shown, you can literally click on it and be playing the game within seconds, which is kind of crazy. And then also they're going to have these things which are kind of like save states. So if you're like watching a video of like a YouTuber playing a game, you can literally click on it at a certain point and then you will be able to play from exactly where that person is from. And like all the stuff that they collected and everything in the game, like all the same.
I don't know how I feel about
it's
that.
kind of crazy. So like, let's say they were like playing Mario Maker 2 that's coming out soon, and they're like they're on a level that somebody's made and it's like rock hard, and you were like, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. You can literally just, well, I say Mario Maker 2, you couldn't because that's a Nintendo game, so that wouldn't actually happen, but let's imagine it was there. But then you could like go, oh, he's really struggling with that, I might have a go at it. You click on it and then you're playing from that exact point and then you get to have a go. I just think that is such a clever idea. I was just like, wow, I don't even understand how that's possible.
I know, but I don't know how I feel about it.
Why?
I don't know. It's just really strange that you can just like jump on a game at the point someone else is on, and the stuff that they've got then you can have as well.
Yeah. What's crazy about that?
I don't know. It's like you've worked hard and it's just coming along. It's like me playing God of War, right? Getting everything, right? And then it's like you playing God of War.
Yeah, I get to change it to me playing.
Right? And then me just going, oh, Tim's got everything. I actually don't need to do anything, and I can just jump into his game.
But then at the same time, you've not had the joy of doing that in the game, which is kind of the whole.
Me,
so if you're not bothered about collecting stuff, just don't collect it all. Like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I know. But then if I want to platinum something, then
they didn't actually say that they have achievements or anything.
I'm just.
I hope they do, because but I'm sure they'll have a way. They will have a way to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm sure. I'm sure they will have thought about things like that. But I was just like, in terms of like what I would want from a streaming service, they pretty much nailed it. So I don't see how like Amazon is going to do a better job. I don't even see how Microsoft is going to do a better job. I think
Google's the way forward.
I think they are the perfect company to do something like that. But as you said, because it's all internet based, you do have to have, I believe, I think it's a 25 megabit per second internet connection for 1080p 60 frames, and I think you need something like 35 for 4K, which actually isn't massive. It's not crazy, but I know a lot of people have like 10 and below, so you're going to struggle with this kind of service. But I've got like 175, so I'm pretty much sorted. But a lot of it's on the upload speed too, which is a bit harder to get up. But overall, how are we feeling about it? Do you think it's something you're going to use?
Probably not at first. It's something that'll probably be forced upon me towards the end of the age of PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
I think that's what'll happen.
I think for me, it kind of depends, because like I think if they have like a subscription service like Game Pass, I think I'd be more on board with it. But will I be buying my games outright on that? I don't think so.
No.
So I don't know. I'll probably, when it comes out, I'll probably like try it out with a game or something. But I can't imagine buying.
I mean, we do streaming services now with like films and stuff. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's only like that, but it's for games. But this weird bit where you can jump on and get other people.
You just really can't. You can't handle it.
Get over it
you
now.
could just not click on it.
That is true. But then I'll be like, I wanted that. And I want to take yours instead.
But I think there's got a lot of potential. Like they talked about that because of the way they've got it, they could literally have like a 1,000-person battle royale, which is just insane, and things like that. I just think
takes us now 40
I
minutes
think
to have 100.
it opens up a big.
I'm going to be on it for like 6 hours trying to kill
I
everyone.
know. Tell me about it. So we're going to move on, but cautiously optimistic, I would say, with that. And the controller doesn't look great, but then the way it works looks awesome. But I can't bother going into that. It's pretty cool though. I feel like I have to explain it now. So just very quickly, basically, the controller connects via Wi-Fi instead of like Bluetooth to your device. So if you want to change to playing a game from your phone to your iPad, for example, you don't have to disconnect from your phone and then reconnect to your iPad because it's connected by Wi-Fi. You just continue playing, which I don't even, again, my tiny brain can't comprehend.
The fact that you can explain that to me is incredible because I don't have a clue how it works.
But it's insane, but it obviously means you can just switch to any device you want and it's all good. Jodie's not looking at her watch because it's going on for too long. She's looking at it because she's got a message. All right, moving on. There was an Nindies showcase, which is the Nintendo Switch's sort of showcase of indie games. And I'm not going to go through a load of games.
I thought it was going to be something to do with India when you said that at first. So I was like, oh.
So I'm not going to go through all that because I can't be bothered. But there was a massive announcement right at the start that I missed because I got in 5 minutes late, and then I saw it and I was like, "What?" So I had to go back and watch it. Cuphead is coming to the Nintendo Switch. You know, I've talked a long time. I was like,
we were going to play Cuphead today as well.
We were. One of my dream games to be on the Nintendo Switch was Cuphead, but I was like, oh, it's obviously never going to happen because it's essentially an Xbox game. It's an Xbox exclusive. It'll never come, and that's absolutely devastating. And here we are, 2019, March, dreams come true.
I think Nintendo and Xbox are working close together because Sony doesn't want to work with anyone. So they're like, we're not going to work with you because you refuse to work with us. So we're going to work together and you're going to be kept out of the loop. I think that's what's happening.
So obviously we've been following the Xbox has been, there's been this sort of thing going around. The Xbox Live is coming to Switch, and the Game Pass is coming to Switch. But to just outright, just before any of that's happened, here it is. And then there was obviously rumours that this was happening, but also Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori and the Blind Forest wasn't announced, but there's people are basically thinking it's going to get announced at E3. But it's not even that long away. I can't remember what the date was, but I think it's literally like a month away. It's just so close. It's literally in April. And I'm just like, I don't need anything else. I'm done. We don't need to bring any more games out on the Switch. We're done. We've got Cuphead. And it's got, and it had the two little cup dudes playing with the Joy-Cons.
I thought the advert was a bit boring though.
Oh my.
With the guy, like,
it didn't matter because they showed gameplay and it made me happy. I don't even understand what that was about.
I don't.
But it's just, such a good game. Such a good game.
They were clearly trying to get across in that bit of the advert that it was coming to Switch because he kept going, switch from tea to milk. And then he was like, switch this and switch that. And I was like, mate, we can tell it's coming to Switch. What's coming to Switch? And then the pen come up and I was like, oh.
It's just so good, but I was so happy. Moving on. I forgot to say as well, right at the end, there was the most bizarre announcement where I think it was called, I can't remember what the game's called, something like Curse of the Necromancer or something in Dancy or something. It's a really weird game, but it's been really cheap, like for £1 or something on the Switch, but I just ignored it because I was just like, I just don't understand. But they randomly, there's going to be a Zelda. I don't know if it's Zelda DLC or just a game that's got Link and Zelda. Weird. But I was like, oh, that's really weird. But then when you saw the art style and everything, I was like, oh, it actually makes sense. It looks like the Game Boy Advance games and stuff. So that was cool. I'll buy it just for that.
I'm still stuck on the mountain, by the way.
Of what? Of Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
So there you go. That was the most bizarre little Zelda input we saw. So that was a surprise. Moving on. We also Castlevania is finally coming to the Switch, which people have been crying for ages. I'm not as bothered, but I mean, I like it. But not. So Castlevania was kind of like a long time ago, and they've had a lot of games, and I can't really. It's kind of like a side-scrolling. You're not going to know what the phrase, but literally, it it is part of the phrase Metroidvania. That is
I'm out.
That's a genre of game, and so that's obviously like it's quite important. It's quite an important set of games, Jodie. just don't care, do you? Oh, Jodie's not really a retro gamer or into all the stuff as you could see if you watched her play Super Mario Brothers for the first time, which is hilarious. Watch it on the YouTube channel. But basically, there is Konami basically announced the Konami Anniversary Collection. So they're having 3 separate collections of games that has different games from the heritage. Because it's something like the 50th year or something like that.
Well done.
I think it is, yeah. So one of them is like arcade classics that has like a bunch of arcade classic Konami games. The second one is a Castlevania collection, and it's got 6 Castlevania games. They showed like 3 of them, but not all of them. And then the last one was a Contra one, which is like a shoot-up or a shmup. As they say, that's what so that's kind of cool for people who are into Konami games, and Konami's kind of been screwing everyone over for the last few years, so it's nice for them to do something that makes sense.
There you go.
But I felt like they screwed me over because they're not doing physical versions of them, which just is crazy to me. They're just doing digital, which I'm just like, you've gone all out for your 50th anniversary. Just do it.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Whatever. Upset. And then finally, Dom, this one's for you, my boy. That is that Castle Crashers Remastered is happening, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, and I think the Xbox One as well. I'm not sure. It's sure it's coming to the Xbox One as well. So this is basically like a 4-player beat 'em up. So you just, it's like a side scroll, but you all like just beat loads of stuff up. It's just a great time. But when Dom was here, it was like not long before he was leaving, because he was like hanging out. Well, he was here for like a year before he went back to Hungary. And we all got together because on Steam it was like 60p or something. So we all bought it. Me, him, I think Mike, and somebody else. And we just played it like all night. And we had such a laugh and such a good time. But it's such a good game, and it is a perfect fit for the Switch. So you will be buying it, and we will be playing it right here, not on the show, but on our
60p.
No, it'll be like 20 probably.
No, right.
Yeah, you are. You're so buying it because we're gonna force you to, and it's gonna be boss. And we'll probably play it on Nintendo Switch daily. Good times.
You're playing on your own.
So there you go. That is the news for this week. We are now going to move on to Jodie's favourite section, which is what is out this week.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Welcome back. It's time for what is out this week. As always, I'm going to give you the most noteworthy games coming out this week.
Noteworthy.
And then Jodie will tell you which game you should spend your hard-earned cash on. So, number 1 is a Nintendo Switch gem, which is Yoshi's Crafted World. And so far, by the time you're watching this, there'll be way more reviews out, but there's one review out at the moment, and I think it got something like a 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
So that is a big surprise. Like, I'm expecting 8 on this. Like,
I enjoyed the demo.
I thought the demo was incredible.
The demo was like spot on.
The demo wowed me. It sold me on the game. Like I said, when they first announced this game, I wasn't bothered. Then they showed a bit more, and I was like, okay. And then as it's gone on, I've just been like, and then I played the demo, and I was like, I want it right now.
I was exactly the same.
So I'm really excited for that game. But I'm usually Yoshi games got like 8 out of 10. It's like it's all right, pretty good. But this one looks like it's going to be a bit better. So I'm excited about that. We've got The Walking Dead final season. So this has obviously been in development hell. Telltale went under. They didn't know if we were going to get the last 2 episodes.
Better do.
Well, somebody else picked it up and they finished it, and you could already buy the season pass and stuff. So there's already like episodes 1, 2, and 3, but you will be able to buy the physical version on all platforms, and it'll have all 4 episodes on it. So you'll be able to, if you've been playing this every single episode, you're finally going to get the ending. Even though
I played number 3. I played the first 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
I played the first one, and then I tried to play the second one. I couldn't be bothered.
I think I started on the second one.
I loved the first game. Was so good.
Yeah, I started on the second one, and then I went back to the first one because it came on the PSN.
Oh, PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, well, cool.
So, and I don't think I played number 3 yet because it's not come to the PSN. So.
Okay. Number 2 was just... number 1 was just...
It was good. I think I like number 2
mind-blowing. And it obviously kick-started that whole Telltale style of game. But yeah, it's just so good. And then we have got Xenon Racing, which looks like it's like semi-futuristic racing. It's like cars. Mildly intrigued is how I would describe it. I think that's on the Switch as well. Kingdom Hearts, the story so far. No. I thought this was already out.
No.
And this basically has like... So you had Kingdom Hearts 1.5, Kingdom Hearts 2.5, and then Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or something.
No.
So there's like 10 games in it or something, and then some movies and stuff.
No.
It's basically got everything that comes before Kingdom Hearts 3.
No.
Which Jodie loved so much.
Don't buy it. No.
But it looked like it was only out on PS4, which was interesting. So you'll only be able to pick that up on PS4. And then we've got Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered coming to PS4 and Xbox One, and then it'll come out on Switch the following month, which is what I'm far more intrigued
that's
on.
the one where the boat's introduced in the game? And you have the Indians.
Yes.
Anyway, that was a good game.
So that was obviously based in America, and you were like a Native American. Stuff.
Yeah. And then you had the cowboys coming.
The cowboys?
Oh,
What
not
cowboys?
the cowboys. Like,
How are the cowboys? What are you talking
no,
about?
there was other people that came in.
What are the people?
Like the other people.
Who are the other people?
Like you were the Native American.
Yeah.
And
Who's
then
the
there was
cowboys?
other people that came in.
Not the
afterwards.
cowboys. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you had to go to the
It's part of
English
it's
part.
it's in the middle of the American Revolution, Jodie. There's no
That's what I'm
cowboys.
saying, like cowboys.
Cowboys.
You know what I mean? Like the sheriff people and all that.
There's definitely no sheriff people.
You know what I mean?
Nope. Just to confirm, there wasn't cowboys around at the time of the American Revolution. All I remember from the reveal of that right. Well, I remember one of the main trailers. It really annoyed me. This is because there was like a British camp, because obviously they're trying to get rid of the British now, aren't they? And there's like a British camp, and one of like generals is in like the little top
That's
bit,
what I meant, general.
and he's like sipping tea
Oh,
in this
yeah,
tiny
yeah,
little
yeah.
cup, and he's like this, and then he gets killed, and it's like, that's exactly what it's like in Britain.
You sit and drink tea one minute.
They didn't
you might
show
be
it
dead the
enough.
next.
They didn't show it enough. That's what annoyed me. And then finally we have got Generation Zero, which I have no idea what it is, and I don't care. But it looked like it had some mechs running around, and it had some people. But then it looked like a first-person shooter from the screenshots. I don't care. So Jodie, should people buy Yoshi's Crafted World, The Walking Dead Final Season, Xenon Racing, Kingdom Hearts The Story So Far, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, or Generation Zero?
We are going to go. Toss up with the friendly family version of Yoshi.
Okay, that's what you're going with?
Yeah.
Well done, Jodie.
I love a bit of
That
Yoshi.
was the correct answer. I applaud you. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I never thought I would recommend a Yoshi game, but
I love Yoshi. Every time we play Mario Kart, I'm Yoshi. I don't care what anyone says. I'm Yoshi.
Fair enough.
I played with someone once, and I actually bullied the other 3 people into being Yoshi in different colours.
Okay.
It was quite cool, actually. We all enjoyed it, so I can't complain.
Nice.
Nice little story for people.
So there we go.
There we go.
That is what's coming out this week, and our pick of the week is Yoshi's Crafted World. So we're now going to move into our next section, which is usually reviews of the week, but because we've literally not been playing anything, we're just going to move straight into topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Welcome back. It is time for topic of the week, and we thought we would make it a little bit more personal and a little bit more depressing for episode 50. So just to let you kind of know what's been going on with us and like why it didn't happen last week and stuff. And yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about how we deal with stuff
In the real world.
in the real world and not in the gaming world,
We
where
like
you
to
can
be
just go around and
transparent
like
with you
assassinate
guys.
people.
Yeah. We like to be transparent, not just on games, but in real life with you guys. So,
Yeah.
there we go.
So basically, like, really at the like end, well, sort of the end of last week, basically just something happened in my personal life that was like really difficult, and I can't like go into it for different reasons, but it was like, it was a massive shock, massive disappointment, kind of like, it's probably like one of the most difficult things I've gone through in my life so far, and I've gone through some hard stuff, you know what I mean? But oh my word, it was just like struggling to deal with the emotions. So many emotions, Jodie. So many emotions. Even more so than the ending of The Walking Dead season 1. More emotions. So
And you thought you couldn't get any more than that. But
so yeah, I'm kind of like, I couldn't sleep. I didn't really eat a lot.
Yeah.
I just kind of like,
I
I feel really bad, like, because I really know what it's like for people who just have severe anxiety, how you just like feel like you just can't do anything. And it's like, yeah, it's just, I'm trying to say things without saying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, you just feel completely frozen in place and you just don't know what to do. And it's like, you know, you're trying to tell your brain that you want to do something, like, I'm just going to do something to get my mind off it. But your body just doesn't let you, and it's just horrible. And I've never, ever, I'm not really a sort of person who really worries a lot. And it wasn't really that I was worried either, but it was just like my body was just like, nah, mate, you ain't going nowhere. So I kind of had that, and then Saturday, what happened on Saturday? I can't even remember. What did I do on Saturday? I did something on Saturday, but it was like, I felt a little bit better. But then on Sunday, my wife had somebody over. That's what it was. Had a friend over, so I met my wife's friend, and it was like, it was nice, and you know, just tried to get things off my mind. But then my wife was like, "Oh, I'm going to her church on Sunday. Like, do you want to come?" And usually, like, when it's like, "Do you want to come?" So I just like, I can't bother. I've got stuff to do, so I just thought, you know what, I kind of don't want to be on my own right now, so. Yeah, sure, I'll go. And like, oh boy. Oh
God,
boy.
I had big plans for you that day.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, if you watch the show and you know, well, we're called the Christian Gaming Network, so we're not exactly shy about saying that we're Christians. No. But I went to the church not really expecting anything, and my mind was literally blown because I got there and everyone was really nice, whatever. But the preach, it was like, I don't know if you've ever been to church before or anything like that, and what the person's saying. It's just you. It's
like, have you been following me around all week? Yeah. Or have you been bugging where I live? But the thing was,
it wasn't even just about what was going on with me right now. It was like my whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like, this can't even be relevant for many people in the room, but somehow. But it was just incredible, and then you could go up to be prayed for, and just... Oh my word.
Crazy things went down.
Crazy things were said. And honestly, like, it's like I'm a completely different person right now.
Yeah.
And I just, I've discovered things about myself that I didn't even know were there. So I'm like how I am right now, I'm kind of in like conflict with myself. So in terms of the situation that I'm in, it's like, I am like, I feel like completely okay about it, and then I feel like you get the bit of the anxiety back, and then I'm okay, and then I'm like not bothered, and it's just like, it's just so still trying to process it. But yeah, but all I can say is like, my gosh, like, I'm so happy that I'm a Christian and that I've got God, because like, honestly, I think if I didn't, I could have just completely shut down this week. I don't know what I would have been like. I think I probably would have developed like severe anxiety off all this, because of like what it could mean for the rest of my life and stuff. And it's just really hard. But like, we had a nice little day today, and Jodie's like supported me quite like just amazingly. So thank you very much. But yeah, I'm just like, all I can say is like, this is just one of those times where you just gotta fully rely on God. Which happened to actually be a slogan back in the day, which was frog. Fully rely on God.
Fog.
There you go.
Fog.
What's fog?
Well. Same thing.
Oh, okay.
But just
So,
about the,
so that's a bit of the 90s for you. But yeah, so I'm just like, I think I'm so happy I've got God, because I don't know where I'd be right now if it wasn't for him. And it's one of those times where we don't usually go super deep with the Christian stuff on here, because we want to incorporate, we want everybody to be involved in this channel, Christians, non-Christians, it doesn't matter. Just inclusive. But this is one of those times where it's just like, I've just got to share, like, in terms of like where I'm at right now, and like I'm just so thankful I've got God and like the Christian community. He would just get behind you and pray for you and stuff. So yeah,
I think if people that know you very well, like if they were to like what happened on Sunday, normally Tim's like, oh yeah, that's good, that well done. But like, I'm not lying, he literally come back and he was like I saw him, I think was Monday, and there was just something different about him. And then of course, like, he explained afterwards like what had happened and stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness. like that's why you changed. But I just like, oh my goodness. But I mean, yeah, you are. It just shows as well, like, even though we're Christians, we have bad times. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Like, if you read your Bibles, Jesus didn't say, become a Christian and your life's going to be perfect. He didn't say that. He said, if anything, it's going to be more challenging. And the thing is, that's why people go, oh, it's easy being a Christian. But actually, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's got good times. Like, we have
absolutely,
good times, but
absolutely.
there's always them times where, like, man, if God wasn't here, like, you'd be gone. Like, like you'd be sat in a corner rocking back in two, and like, it's just one of them. Like, with God in a situation and in that place, you can be at peace, because you know that at the end of the day, God's got your back, and because He loves us and everything, like, He's going to be there for you. And the thing is, like, I'm doing a bit of preaching now.
No, that's absolutely
that okay,
fine.
Tim?
That's absolutely fine.
So this 20-minute segment that we wanted is going to be another half an hour. But seriously, like, if you guys are in like bad places and you got like no one to turn to, I mean, you can always email us. That's always a great thing. But like, we're gonna fail you at some point. Like, it doesn't matter where and when. We will fail you. And the thing is, this is where we say, like, God's in the perfect place at the right time, and everything in His time is perfect, and you can always turn to Him. And that's what we encourage you guys to do, as much as like you might want to reach out to us. That we're quite happy with you reaching out, but seriously, like, even if you're thinking about faith, got to find a Christian, find someone that you trust that believes in God, and just go full force. Really.
Yeah, so it's one of them where I've never experienced like anxiety before, but like I do a lot of mentoring, really, and like some of that involves, as you would imagine, anxiety and stuff. But like, unless you've actually experienced what it's like to have that, like,
it's horrible.
It's like I just have a more like just a full understanding of like what it's like for people, and it's just horrendous. And obviously anxiety is like a growing thing in our culture right now. Like, more and more people have got anxiety, and it's just like a crippling thing. And it's just like, obviously I'm just the reason I'm saying it is just like, if anybody else is going through that, like, the worst thing you can do is like isolate yourself.
Definitely.
And it's the easiest thing to fall into. And I'd just say, like, just tell somebody about it and just try and get some support. But what we talked about in the past when we first set up, we were going to set up some sort of support thing. But basically what we're going to do, we're going to set up an email. And basically, if like any of you are watching anytime we have the show or anything, you can just email in if you're just struggling with anything at all. Yeah,
we'll keep the email in the link in the description at the bottom, so you can email.
And we'll like, we'll read them. We'll try and like, be there and for you and try and support you in any way we possibly can. But yeah, I just encourage any of you, if you just like sat there on your own right now and you're watching, just try and tell somebody about it. And if that first step is just emailing into us or something, that is absolutely fine. But yeah, it's just, all I can say for me is I just thank God that I've got Him and that He's got my back. And And that's that, really.
Yeah.
So it's not the happy times that we usually have on this show, but it's one of those things that I think everybody's going to go through at some point.
Yeah.
Not specifically my situation, but there's always going to be something.
There'll always be a situation. Because I found when my mum passed away, she was like, we weren't close, but like, I mean, I was in a similar situation where I just shut off from the world.
Yeah.
I refused to. But like when my granddad passed away, we were away at the time, and I couldn't do that, so that really helped.
Yeah.
Make sure I stayed. But at that point, I was off work for like 4 months, and then I kind of like slapped myself in the face. And I was like, "Come on, Joe, we gotta get back to this. All this stuff's happened." I mean, some people are strong enough to do that, but like then some people just would rather stay in that place, and that's where we say, reach out.
So yeah, so in general, like, you know, we like to be open and just talk about like what's actually going on with us. So I don't know if you're interested or not, but we just like being open and just letting you know what's going on. So that's kind of what happened last week. We're trying to like pick up, but I've still got like
still sorting stuff out.
Still got another sort of difficult week to get through. So it might still be a bit slow for the next week, but hopefully after that it'll pick up again and we'll have more time to fully go into stuff. So it's just obviously with like we just launched the Nintendo Switch Daily channel and it was going really well. I was keeping up the uploads like every day.
8 days. It was going
so I am looking forward to finally getting back into that. So I'll try and get something up so you've got something to watch. But yeah, just bear with us as we try and deal with this sticky situation right now. But we thank you all for your support anyway. I know there's loads of people out there who support us and are praying for us, specifically Dom, who's here every single week. Just
I know.
Boom.
Proper on it, mate. Proper on
and
it.
Thanks for those 2 guys that sent me the cards as well, because honestly, you don't know how much that picked me up.
It's literally like Ladies' Day.
Even though it's just like a card or a couple of cards that you don't care about, it meant a lot. So thank you so much for that. And it just shows you that even a little bit of kindness goes a long way.
Very much.
So there you go. Should I tell the story about the homeless man for fun to finish off?
Go on. This is how kindness works very well.
Right, it's really funny. I thought this was like, the way it happens is hilarious, right? So basically, like, we could be really struggling for money in the next few months, but somebody felt like God was saying to them to give us some money. I'm gonna have to say the amount because
no, you don't.
I do, because it feeds into part of the story. So somebody felt like
just don't tell the person's name.
Yeah, I won't give the person's name, but somebody felt like God was saying to them to give us £100, and I was like, wow. And there was actually a significant reason why it was that amount, which is just like, God's amazing, isn't he? But basically, right, I was like, I just managed, because like I was saying, I couldn't move, I couldn't really do anything, my body just wouldn't let me, and I was sort of managed to convince myself to just walk down to the post office, post a couple of things I needed to post, and go and pick up some drinks or something, come back. Not alcoholic drinks, so I wasn't like drowning my sorrows. So I'm walking to the post office, and there's this guy, just like this homeless guy. I don't know if he's actually homeless, but he's just like playing the guitar, and
don't stereotype people.
He just had well, that's generally the point in it.
Just joking.
But anyway, a little piece of cardboard out with some, just give him some change. And I was walking past him, and I just really felt like God was going like, give him a tenner. I was like, I have no money, like I can't, like. And somebody's given me this for something, so I kind of just went into the post office, and I came out, and I was just looking at the guy, and I was like, I just probably feel like I'm supposed to, but I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to walk up to the co-op, because the co-op's just up the road, which is like a convenience store for us
in the UK.
And there's usually like a big issue lady there, and I said, right, you know what, if the big issue lady's not there, I'll give the guy a tenner, and the big issue lady's always there. So I like
every day she's there.
She's literally there. So I went round the corner, and I was like, she's not there. So I go in the co-op, pick up some drinks, and come out, and I'm just walking the whole time, and I'm just thinking, I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? And like, I'm trying to almost like convince myself out of it. And as I'm walking up, it just like pops in my head. But I was given £100, and £10 just happens to be 10% of it, which is what we're supposed to do, like to give back to God. And I was just reminded that, like, it was like God saying, I've given you this £100. Like, I have given you it. You need to give the 10% back. And I was like, no. I was like, no way. So then I walked past and I gave him with a thankful and joyful heart, which is
Well
what you're
done,
supposed
Tim.
to do. And then I walked on. But yeah, some good things have happened since then as well. But yeah, it's one of them. Just a nice little reminder that still God's got you back. And
obedience is key.
I just
when
thought it
comes
was
to
a
God.
hilarious story because it was just my reluctance because of my situation. Then it was like, actually, you're right. Okay. So
You let your situation for a couple of
Yeah.
minutes, fog your judgment,
yeah.
and then you realise God's in control.
So there you go. It's honestly great fun being a Christian because stuff like that
It
happens.
is.
and
It is
it's a
good
laugh.
fun. It is good fun, but sometimes it's hard.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a very different late night gaming show for you. If you enjoyed it, if you want more like this of what goes on in our personal lives, I was going to say give us a thumbs up, but some of you might not want. That's you give it a thumbs down. Let us know in the comments if you enjoy that kind of thing, and we'll try and do more of it. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you actually hate it, of course, give it a thumbs down. And remember, if you are struggling with anything that we talked about today or anything, hit us up in the email and we'll have a look and we'll try and get back to you and see what we can do. But thanks for joining us. Hit that subscribe button. You'll see loads of stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the Nintendo Switch Daily channel if you're all about the Nintendo Switch like I am.
I'm getting there.
So thanks for joining us. We'll see you very soon.